Well, Steve Massey, your first game here officially watching Truro City as head of football development. Your thoughts on the match?
Disappointed. It was a game I thought we could have won, should have won. A little bit of lady luck gone our way, particularly in the first half. We might have even gone up 1-0 up, 2-0 up to start with. But there's a lot of positives to come out of that. But we just got the sucker punch against the run of play, the first goal. And I thought their heads just dropped a little bit then, which you can understand with the run that we've been on and things, and the position we've been in. But disappointing is the word I would use.
Chelmsford, of course, sixth in the table and obviously vying for a playoff place. We tend to forget how many good teams or high-placed teams Truro have played recently. But first half, 0-0 at half-time. Not too many goal-scoring opportunities for either side, but looking comfortable as such.
I thought we did. I thought there was just one instance where the boy got in between right back and centre half, and perhaps feels he should have done better with that. But that was the only time we were exposed. Otherwise, I thought we controlled the game. We looked good when we got going forward. When we passed the ball 4 or 5 yards, between 3 or 4 passes of football, bang, 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 and knocked it a bit, got the ball in the box. We looked really, really dangerous. And I walking off with Lee at half time. I said, I think we played well. We played well. And the start of the second half was really bright. The keeper made a magnificent save to keep it at 0-0 straight after half time. And then literally right up until they scored, it was against the run of play. And it was a real poor goal to give away, really, defensively. Look at it, it was very poor. But I thought overall today there was a lot of positives you can take from it, but we don't want to get into this mood again and we think, oh, it's not going our way again. Oh, the head's going. No, we got to keep the belief, keep the belief, because there's a lot of positives out there.
Keep the belief, but we are getting now to the stage of the season where those points are desperately needed to have any chance of relegation.
I take your point, and it's a good point you make, and it's points we want. And it's no use keep saying, "Oh, we played well." Oh, it's a better performance, but you're actually dead right. And even if we'd settle, and Lena Boyd, I'm sure would settle for a real scrappy back to the walls game. We nick a 1-0 or somewhere away from home. That we get the 3 points. That's what we need. Is listed the points on the board now as well.
And off the pitch, how's it working or going to work between you and Lee? Obviously here today you're making notes about the match, etc. What happens now between you and the management?
Good question. Good question. I think we both have to find our feet and where they sit. I know where I'm in, so it's just other people have got to understand my position, what I've come here to do.
And what have you come in here to do?
Make the team successful.
And you fully believe in yourself and the club that can happen?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. If it's here, we're going to give it a real good go to actually stay here. So we've fought many years, last few years, and the unprecedented success we've had to get where we are today, and we're not going to throw that away lightly, And we've got a great fan base now that we've built and we're going to build on, and the future looks really bright. And the last thing we really want to do, because it's much harder to actually get back into this league than it is to actually have a real good scrap now to stay in it, and that's what we intend to do. If it happens that we have to go back in there, then believe me, we'll be stronger for coming back again anyway.
And are we likely to see any new players in the next few weeks?
Yes.
That's a definite yes?
Yes.
Anyone lined up already?
I wouldn't like to say at the moment. Is that the usual cliche, or whatever? That there's no. There are players earmarked. Yes.
And what areas of the pitch do you really need?
Well, I think which had as well. And when speaking with Lee, and he immediately in my first conversation with Lee, I said to him, "Where are the areas that you don't feel?" And he said about defensively, he just needs more cover and a little bit more quality back there, and that's where we're targeting with that area.
So we're likely to see things happening, players coming in fairly soon by the sound.
I hope so. Yeah. Again, with football, you can never really tell. I mean, the deal's a deal's not done until it's literally signed and on, and it's here. So, but yeah, it's our intention to bring in some new faces.
And are you looking at players in the immediate area, Cornwall, or
Yes, I think so. It's the geographical position we are, location we are, means that we're literally out on a limb a little bit here. But my belief is that there are potentially good enough players that could come and step up into this level. But as Lee's had his hands tied a little bit to the fact that some of the players that haven't been playing and have been playing regularly this year, is maybe he might have just brought them in and out, just to give them a rest, come back in, have a look from the sideline thing. But unfortunately, because he's not had the cover or the squad of players to be able to do that, his hands have been tied that way that they've had to play through it. You know, and sometimes the confidence which it has suffered, and then it's hard to really regain your confidence when you're actually playing out there and it's not going too well for you. So that's been a problem. But there are, going back to your question about players and their location they're from. That is the aim, sort of for going on for the future. That we're looking for young, hungry, talented players, particularly in Cornwall, in Devon area. So we're not reliant on maybe having to pay more money to drag people down into here, and that then becomes an asset to us. You know, then that actually becomes an asset because it builds a spirit and a bond and a tightness that we are together. It is like, you know, Cornwall. You're taking on Cornwall, not just the city of Truro here. You know, so that is the eventual aim with that.
And a lot of hard work, obviously, to come. But I think their keeper made a good save in the first half as well when he had to pick up some notes.
Yes, yeah. I was my watching brief. I said to Lee that I'm going to watch from the Gantry today up there, and boy was that windy up there. I tell you, as well as quite scary climbing up into there. And I was collecting the notes to go down as it get into half time, and it just went out of my hand, and it was just I actually was quite embarrassed because somebody's not thinking that's on my notes there, you know. And I was thinking, my God, what have I put in those notes? And I was sort of sailing towards the goal, so I actually made a quick, hasty retreat down and run round the back of the goal and asked their keeper to retrieve my notes for me. Yes.
So he hadn't spotted that you'd said the keeper's weak.
The keeper's weak. Yeah, keep working on him. Yeah. I said, can you pass me my notes, please? But don't read them. Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, Steve Massey. You sound hungry, and you're obviously very excited to be back.
Oh, absolutely. It was meeting Peter. It wasn't a difficult decision to make then to come back, because even walking at the ground here today and things, you can see just the difference, the huge difference. Okay, we've lost a game of football again today, but that's just a game of football. We're winning the battle here for the future and the future success of the club again, and that's what really enthuses me and keeps my ambition burning. Yes.
Okay, Steve, thanks very much.
Thank you.